Welcome to Truth on a Plate with Meal Planet, where we serve facts, not fads. I am Khaled, the founder and CEO of Meal Planet, and today I have with me Tina Chagoury, clinical dietitian and hormonal expert. Hi Tina, how are you?
Hi Khaled, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Today we'll be talking about carbs and weight loss. We're going to ask tough questions. How much carbs can we have a day? Can I still lose weight while I eat carbs? Can I eat carbs at night? Is it a no-no or is it a yes? A lot of fun questions we'll discuss with Tina. Let's get started. Tina, uh, how carb impacts us, and do we really actually lose weight by cutting carbs?
The quick answer, Khaled, is yes for most people, but it doesn't apply for everyone. It depends on your metabolic health. So some people have difficulty metabolizing carbs, whether it's because of insulin resistance, whether it's because of some hormonal changes. For different reasons, women more than men might have difficulty processing carbs, which this is the reason why we see that most women would lose weight faster when they cut down on carbs. But here, the main question is, are all carbs created equal?
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, so we cannot compare a croissant with a baked potato, مثلا. We cannot compare a bar of chocolate, this is carbs, with a bowl of fruits. So one, it depends on the type of carbs. Two, it depends on how your body processes these carbs. And three, it depends on your targets. So if you're someone who wants to become fitter, if you're on a special exercise program, your needs in carbs are different. It depends on your age, it depends on your health. So
is there a rule of thumb that we can follow?
Listen.
Women, men, elderly, young.
No, there aren't. If you look at the traditional nutrition teaching, they would tell you, you look at my plate, which is like the illustration of how a plate should look like, and then the majority, half of your plate should be in carbs, and then the rest is divided between fat and protein. This theory no longer holds.
Interesting.
Yeah, we used to say that 50 to 60% of your calorie intake should come from carbs, and then 15 to 20% from protein, and the rest from healthy fat. This doesn't hold anymore.
Interesting. So how much carbs do we need to actually lose weight?
It could range from 50 grams a day of carbs. And when we say 50 grams of carbs, we don't mean 50 grams of rice. So for instance, a third cup of cooked rice would have 15 grams of carbs. So there's a way to count it. Do not get into the macro counting if you don't know how to do it, because you might fall in the trap. So it ranges between 50 grams, and some people can operate fully on 50 grams of carbs a day to 200 grams of carbs, depending on your weight as well. I personally don't exceed 60, 70 grams, and I operate perfectly.
Now, luckily with Meal Planet, now you can automatically track the carbs that you have.
There you go.
So you don't have to count, everything comes counted.
Yeah.
So whatever you eat a day will track the carbs for you, and we can automatically send you reports and how many carbs you consume, so you can easily track the carbs. But let's take me, for example. Like, how many carbs can I handle to lose maybe 3 to 5 kgs and then maintain my weight?
We will look into different numbers. If you're interested in your macros, we will calculate your calorie need. Let's say you need around 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, then we'll tell you, okay, 40% of this calorie can come from carbs. So 40% of 2,000 would be how much, Khaled? 800,
right?
Around 800 calories, and then that would be divided into the grams, and we do the calculation. Sure. I think you would need around, from the top of my head, 100, 120 grams of carbs.
And I will still lose weight?
You will still lose weight. It depends, Kamina, what you're doing on the side.
Sure.
So it's not just eating the carbs and sitting. What time are you eating the carbs?
That's what was my next question.
Yeah.
It's like, what time can I eat it? Like, when is the best time to eat the carbs?
So there are two timings involved with carbs. There is the timing of the carb within your meal, and there's the timing of the carbs within the day. So from a functional nutrition perspective, our body's digestion and absorption and metabolism changes with the sun cycle, so with the circadian rhythm. So the closer you are to sunrise, the better your insulin sensitivity is. So morning and lunch. As you get closer to the evening, you have less insulin sensitivity.
Interesting.
So you have to eat less carbs. This is from a functional nutrition perspective. Within the meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whenever you want to eat carb, any type of carbs, do not start your meal with it.
Ah.
Yes, so you have what I always like to call PFF plus C. Start with your proteins, fats, and fibers, and follow it by the carbs. And the carbs you follow it with is not the donut.
But why is that? Like, what happens to our body if we do
Because
that?
it slows down the absorption of sugar in the blood. And by slowing down, yani doing it on slow-mo, if you want the absorption of sugar in the blood, you are not at risk of blood sugar spikes, which, if they happen, are immediately followed by sugar dips. And this is exactly what people feel after a heavy meal: the fatigue, the lethargy, the crankiness, the brain fog. The changes in blood sugar is the reason behind it. This is on the short term. And on the long term, it's inflammation and diseases.
This is interesting that you talk about inflammation. Like, I know you own a meal plan. It's called Savoir, and it's on Meal Planet,
Yeah.
and it's doing extremely well. Did you design the food offering with that mindset in mind?
Of course, yeah. It's from personal experience that I experienced hands-on the effect of anti-inflammatory food on me.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I was for the longest time designing the menus for my clients to actually prepare their anti-inflammatory meals. And then I thought, well, I can prepare the meals for them. And this is
Interesting.
how we came up with the idea. And yes, I go over all the menu, I go over all the macros, I go over all the ingredients to make sure they're getting top-notch anti-inflammatory ingredients.
Great. Would you have some time? Maybe we can like unbox some of your plates and see which one is the good carbs,
Yeah,
the bad
let's do
carbs.
that.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. Excellent. Wow, Tina, the food looks amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us what we are looking at and how many grams of carbs each have.
Most important thing, Khalid, is that there is carbs. There are carbs, because people think, to lose weight, like we said initially, no carbs. We have to choose the right carbs. For instance, this is a chicken salad with quinoa, with loads of vegetables. These are amazing for hormone detox with the dressing, okay? So here, for instance, we have half a cup of cooked quinoa, which will account for around 15 to 20 grams of carbs.
Gotcha.
And we have a good 200 grams of chicken, which is around, I would say, 20 grams of proteins. So that's a complete dish. Of course, you have the fibers from the vegetables. We have some cottage cheese. So that completes the dish.
Looks amazing.
And ideally, what I would like my clients to do, what I would tell them to do, start with the veggies and the chicken, and then
I'm going to take this
serve the
step from
quinoa.
this advice. I'm going to start implementing
it
at
helps.
home.
This is, for instance, the healthy desserts, the anti-inflammatory desserts that we serve. They're usually a mix of nuts with chocolate. So even that, even if it's a healthy date or healthy dessert, it comes after your proteins, fats, and fibers. This is never offered for breakfast alone.
Gotcha.
This is a dessert that comes right after your lunch. This is, for instance, shrimps with rice, with coriander, with olives. Healthy fats are essential. So this is the kind of food that you will get.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tina.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.